Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine?
Fox was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in 1991. He was just 29 years old. Now 62, he's lived with the disease for more than half his life.
When you were diagnosed with Parkinson's, you kept it a secret for 7 years.
At 64, Hollywood pauses as one of its most cherished lights. Michael J. Fox prepares for his farewell to the world he so brilliantly defined. For decades, Fox delivered laughter, hope, and pure heart to countless millions through roles you simply can't forget. From the sheer, time-traveling charisma of Back to the Future to the authentic TV performances that made him an icon, his presence was magnetic. Yet, away from the spotlight, his life took a shattering turn with a Parkinson's disease diagnosis. It's a battle he has fought with stunning strength and grace for over 30 years. Now, as his health declines, Michael makes the difficult choice to step back from the industry. He turned into legend. This decision isn't just a simple goodbye. It's a powerful testament to a life lived with courage, unshakable optimism, and a profound drive to inspire others, even when facing crushing pain. This is the emotional and deeply powerful final bow of Michael J. Fox, a man whose light will absolutely continue to shine long after he leaves the Hollywood stage. Michael Andrew Fox was born on June 9, 1961, in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. His father, a disciplined career soldier in the Royal Canadian Corps of Signals, and his mother, a payroll clerk with a quiet love for the arts, gave him a childhood that perfectly blended order and wild imagination. Life as an army brat meant constant upheaval, with the family perpetually moving from one Canadian town to the next. By his early teens, Michael had already lived in 5 cities. This non-stop change was tough, but it sharpened his adaptability, gave him killer instincts, and taught him how to win people over with a great sense of humor, all traits that would later define his career. When his father retired in 1971, the family finally settled in Burnaby, British Columbia. For the first time, Michael could actually set roots and dream. Like every Canadian kid, he was obsessed with ice hockey, seeing himself skate alongside legends like Bobby Orr. On the ice, he was fast, determined, and gave everything he had to the sport. But nature intervened. He stopped growing at 5'4", and his small stature made a professional career unattainable. Letting that dream go was devastating, but it forced him to seek purpose elsewhere. Music became his first escape, as he spent hours practicing guitar in garage bands with friends. Yet, fate truly stepped in when he stumbled into his high school drama class. There, he found something that came even more naturally than hockey: acting. His teacher quickly spotted his sharp comedic timing and encouraged him to audition for a new sitcom on the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. Michael J. Fox's journey from a small-town boy to one of Hollywood's most beloved stars reads exactly like a movie script. His early work in Midnight Madness, 1980, and Class of 1984, 1982, showed promise, but gave no hint of the phenomenon he was about to become. Everything changed when he landed the part of Alex P. Keaton on NBC's Family Ties, 1982-1989, the sharp young conservative who constantly sparred with his liberal parents. Fox only got the role after Matthew Broderick turned it down, with Fox sealing the deal from a payphone outside a fried chicken joint. While Family Ties was meant to focus on the parents, Fox's timing and sheer charm immediately stole the show. Within weeks, Alex Keaton was the emotional center of the series, and Fox was the undeniable breakout star. Still, not everyone recognized his potential immediately. NBC producer Brandon Tartikoff famously scoffed that Fox didn't have the face to ever be on a lunchbox. Years later, once Fox was a superstar, he sent Tartikoff a custom lunchbox engraved, "This is for you to put your crow in." It sat in Tartikoff's office for years, a trophy of Fox's well-earned triumph. Then came Back to the Future, 1985, the film that cemented his legend. Director Robert Zemeckis had always wanted Fox, but Family Ties creator Gary David Goldberg initially refused to release him. When the first actor, Eric Stoltz, didn't work out, Fox was finally brought in on the harsh condition that he filmed both projects simultaneously. For 2 grueling months, he shot Family Ties by day and Back to the Future by night, often surviving on just a few hours of sleep. The result? Pure movie magic. The film smashed box offices worldwide, making over $380 million and transforming Fox into a global household name. His incredible blend of wit, heart, and perfect relatability made Marty McFly an eternal pop culture icon. Fox followed that success with a string of hits: Teen Wolf, The Secret of My Success, Bright Lights, Big City, and Casualties of War, proving his astonishing versatility. Critics adored his natural energy and emotional depth. His work on Family Ties earned him 3 Emmy Awards and a Golden Globe before the show concluded in 1989. In the 1,990 seconds, Fox's career continued its ascent with films like Doc Hollywood, For Love or Money, and The American President. He also found a brilliant second act as a voice actor, lending warmth and humor to family favorites such as Homeward Bound, Stuart Little, and Disney's Atlantis, The Lost Empire. In 1996, he made a triumphant return to television with Spin City, playing Deputy Mayor Mike Flaherty, a role that brought him even more Emmys and Golden Globes. His sharp humor and effortless charm made the series a smash hit, firmly securing his place among TV's all-time greats. Even after leaving the show, he delivered memorable guest appearances in Scrubs, Boston Legal, and The Good Wife, consistently reminding audiences of his enduring brilliance. In 2013, he starred in The Michael J. Fox Show, a series loosely inspired by his own life and career, once again displaying his signature mix of humor and humility. His memoirs, Lucky Man, Always Looking Up, and No Time Like the Future, offered painfully honest reflections on fame, growth, and perseverance. By the 2020 seconds, his story had come full circle. In 2023, Apple TV Plus released Still, a Michael J. Fox movie, a heartfelt documentary that celebrated his incredible journey. A year later, he made a surprise, emotional appearance at the Glastonbury Festival, performing Fix You with Coldplay, the band that called Back to the Future their greatest inspiration. In 2025, Fox published Future Boy, reflecting on his decades in Hollywood and the profound lessons learned. Through every setback and twist, Michael J. Fox remains a timeless symbol of optimism, charm, and true perseverance, a powerful reminder that some stars never fade. They just keep shining brighter. Before he even turned 30, Michael J. Fox's life took a devastating turn few could have predicted. A shattering diagnosis, repeated professional retirements, and the slow, painful loss of his creative freedom would forever reshape the actor's journey, testing his strength and spirit to the absolute limit. Once the embodiment of youthful energy and charm in Hollywood, Fox's story instantly became one of unthinkable courage in the face of heartbreak. In 1991, at the absolute peak of his massive fame, Fox received the news that changed everything: Parkinson's disease, a progressive, incurable neurological disorder. He was just 29, newly married to his Family Ties co-star, Tracy Pollan, and enjoying unparalleled career and personal happiness. The diagnosis struck him like a tidal wave. For years, he kept it a closely guarded secret from the public, quietly searching for ways to manage the symptoms through powerful medication and experimental surgeries. Fox later confessed that one of the hardest moments was breaking the news to Pollan. It was so early in their marriage, a time that should have been nothing but joy and new beginnings. When I told her, he once recalled, we cried together for the first and last time about it. After that raw, defining moment, they made a profound choice, not to let grief define their marriage. Instead, they decided to face the challenge side by side, with unwavering resilience and love leading the way. When Fox finally revealed his diagnosis to the world in 1998, he had already accepted that his life would never be the same. Yet, rather than retreat, he turned his private pain into a global purpose. He founded the Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson's Research, which has since become one of the world's leading organizations dedicated to finding a cure. Though his condition has gradually stolen his ability to perform as he once did, his optimism has never dimmed. Reflecting on his journey, Fox has often said that understanding the possibilities of research gave him hope, not just for himself, but for every single person living with Parkinson's. His story is one of tragedy transformed into an immense legacy, a man who absolutely refused to be defined by his illness, and instead used it to light the way for everyone else. Life took a dark and dangerously uncertain turn for Michael J. Fox after his 1991 Parkinson's diagnosis. The shocking news plunged him into a period of deep struggle and denial, where he tried to escape reality in ways that only made things far worse. Before marriage, Fox had already lived a rapid, rock star lifestyle. His younger years were packed with what he once called rock star habits. He partied hard, often finding himself doing reckless things purely for the thrill. "I'd be riding in a limo with my head out the sunroof and a drink in each hand," he once admitted with a painful mix of humor and regret. When he married Tracy Pollan in 1988, those wild, wild days seemed to be behind him. But after his diagnosis, Fox found himself slipping back into old habits, desperately using alcohol as a way to numb the confusion and crushing fear that came with his illness. It wasn't long before the drinking spiraled entirely out of control. One night in 1992, Pollan discovered him passed out in their living room, a moment that became the absolute catalyst for change. When Fox woke up expecting an explosion of anger, he instead found quiet, profound disappointment in her eyes. She simply looked at him and asked, "Is this what you want? Is this who you want to be?" Those few words hit him harder than any argument ever could. In that moment, Fox realized just how far he had drifted from the person he wanted to be. He quit drinking the very next day and immediately turned to therapy, choosing a path of painful healing and profound acceptance. It marked the start of a long, agonizing, but ultimately hopeful journey toward reclaiming his life and his peace of mind. For those who've only read about Michael J. Fox's Parkinson's diagnosis, it's difficult to truly grasp the relentless reality the actor endures every single day. The condition is not merely a medical term, it's a constant, unforgiving presence that affects every part of his existence. Parkinson's disease is caused by the progressive loss of brain cells that produce dopamine, a critical neurotransmitter responsible for controlling movement and emotional responses. This loss leads to the 4 cardinal symptoms: tremor, involuntary shaking, rigidity, stiffness, bradykinesia, slowness of movement, and postural instability, impaired balance. Fox's struggle with movement and speech perfectly illustrates the physical and neurological toll of a body starved of dopamine, a reality that demands constant medical intervention. Over the years, Fox has fought constantly to keep his symptoms under control through non-stop treatment and powerful medication. Without them, his body would completely betray him. According to reports, Fox relies heavily on medication to manage his violent tremors and paralyzing stiffness, specifically taking formulations of levodopa, the gold standard treatment, which is converted into dopamine in the brain. But even that isn't always enough. In 1998, he underwent a risky brain procedure known as a thalamotomy, designed to reduce the uncontrollable shaking that Parkinson's brings. The surgery did help, but it couldn't restore normalcy. As time marched on, the disease continued its slow, merciless progression. Today, Fox's mobility is significantly limited, and he often relies on a wheelchair when traveling. For a man who once embodied boundless, hyperkinetic energy on screen, it is a cruel and ironic twist of fate. He has admitted that using the wheelchair is one of the hardest parts of his life. "It still sucks," he once said bluntly, explaining how strangers, airport or hotel staff often take complete control, pushing him from place to place. "I'm sure if we could look each other in the eye, we'd see each other's humanity," he reflected. "But often in the chair, I'm just luggage." The emotional weight of this loss is immense. For Fox, the chair symbolizes a surrender of the fierce independence he had fought so hard to maintain against his illness. Every time he is pushed, he feels the visibility of his condition amplified. An actor whose greatest work relied on perfect physical command, now facing the public entirely defined by his disability. This experience of feeling like luggage is a powerful, candid insight into the dehumanizing effect a severe visible disability can have, even for a global icon. Yet, in sharing this struggle, Fox gives voice to millions of others who experience similar moments of lost autonomy. His refusal to sugarcoat the painful reality is a core part of his enduring legacy. Fox has spoken with searing honesty about what would happen if he ever stopped his treatments. In his memoir, No Time Like the Future, he wrote that without medication, Parkinson's would leave him completely frozen, unable to move, speak, or express himself. Absent chemical intervention, he said, I'd be stone-faced, mute, and entirely at the mercy of my surroundings. It's a haunting truth. Yet, Fox continues to meet each new day with remarkable courage, a powerful reminder that true strength is not about the absence of struggle, but the will to keep fighting through it. This acceptance of his life, 1 minute at a time, as he often describes it, is perhaps the most enduring performance of his career. Living with Parkinson's disease for more than 3 decades has been an utterly exhausting, unending battle for Michael J. Fox. In a candid 2020 interview with People, the actor spoke openly about how deeply the illness has ravaged his daily life, and how some of his losses have been especially painful. Among the countless challenges Parkinson's has created, one of the most agonizing for Fox has been the decline of something he once took immense pride in: his memory. For an actor who built his entire career on lightning-fast timing and quick memorization, losing that ability has been devastating. Cognitive changes, including difficulties with executive function and memory, are a common, but often less understood, non-motor symptom of Parkinson's. This aspect of the disease undermines the very tools of his trade. "I always had a real proficiency for learning lines," Fox shared, recalling how effortlessly he once handled dialogue-heavy roles. But in his later years, he found himself genuinely struggling to remember scripts that would have once come easily. "The last couple of jobs I did were really word-heavy," he said, "and I struggled through both of them." Understanding how memory loss can affect those with Parkinson's, Fox and his foundation have turned it into a mission to educate and support others facing similar challenges. On the official Michael J. Fox Foundation website, they released a detailed, helpful guide titled Thinking Memory and Parkinson's Disease. This resource helps patients and families understand exactly how the condition can alter one's ability to think and recall information, and offers vital strategies to cope with those specific changes. Though the disease continues to test him, Fox's absolute openness about his struggles has transformed his private pain into a global purpose, helping countless others face their own battles with genuine courage and profound understanding. This willingness to expose his own vulnerability is a profound act of charity, teaching the world that the struggle is as important as the success. Despite his ongoing battle with Parkinson's disease, Michael J. Fox has forged one of Hollywood's most remarkable legacies. With over 70 on-screen roles and countless other credits, his career is a testament to both his enormous talent and his unbreakable spirit. Yet, behind those towering achievements lies a story marked by incredible resilience and painful sacrifice. Fox has retired from acting not once, but twice. His first retirement came in 2000, after completing his 100th episode of Spin City, where he charmed audiences as the witty and ambitious Mike Flaherty. By then, his illness had begun to take a greater toll, and Fox made the hard choice to step away, fully dedicating himself to advocacy and to the Parkinson's Research Foundation that proudly bears his name. For years, he poured his entire heart into raising awareness and critical funding, transforming his personal battle into a worldwide force for hope and progress. But acting was truly in his blood. After nearly a decade away, Fox was drawn back to the screen. He took on new roles with his characteristic humor and grace, appearing in acclaimed shows like The Good Wife and The Michael J. Fox Show. Each performance was a quiet, personal triumph, a potent reminder that passion could defy even the cruelest challenges. Eventually, however, the disease made its presence impossible to ignore. In 2019, at 60, Fox announced what would likely be his final definitive farewell to acting. Speaking with incredible candor, he admitted that his fading voice and short-term memory loss had made performing increasingly difficult. "I reached a point," he said, "where I couldn't rely on my ability to speak on any given day." It was a truly bittersweet ending for an artist who once embodied boundless, effortless energy. But even in stepping away, Michael J. Fox's legacy shines brighter than ever, a powerful symbol of perseverance, grace, and unshakable hope. In 2006, Michael J. Fox suddenly found himself unexpectedly thrust into the center of a national political storm. The actor, who had spent years quietly raising awareness for Parkinson's disease, appeared in a campaign ad supporting a Democratic Senate candidate in Missouri. His appearance in the ad was raw and unfiltered, his body visibly trembling from the effects of Parkinson's. What was meant to be a heartfelt appeal for medical research funding quickly became fiercely controversial when conservative radio host Rush Limbaugh shockingly accused Fox of exaggerating his symptoms or purposely skipping his medication to gain sympathy. Fox responded with his usual grace and unwavering honesty, dismissing the accusations as cruel and profoundly uninformed. At this point, he calmly explained, "If I didn't take my medication, I wouldn't be able to speak." He clarified that what viewers saw in the ad wasn't the result of skipping medication, but the opposite. "The irony," he said, "is that I was too medicated." The excessive dosage had triggered dyskinesia, a painful side effect that causes those uncontrollable, jerking movements. "No one wants to be symptomatic," Fox said. "It's like being hit with a hammer." The incident was not just a political skirmish. It was a deeply personal attack on Fox's integrity and highlighted the public's ignorance regarding Parkinson's symptoms and treatments. Dyskinesia, a movement disorder often associated with long-term levodopa therapy, presents as involuntary, often fluid but uncontrolled, writhing or jerking motions, which is distinct from the primary tremors of Parkinson's. Fox's honest explanation served as a massive, unplanned public service announcement, differentiating between the disease's natural progression and the side effects of the drugs used to control it. The controversy, though painful, amplified his message immeasurably. Eventually, Limbaugh issued an apology. But the damaging incident had already highlighted just how terribly misunderstood Parkinson's disease could be. Despite the intense backlash, Fox continued to speak openly about his cause. Some tried to brand him as a political figure, but he never sought that role. It was an ironic twist for the actor who once played Alex P. Keaton, a young Republican on Family Ties who was constantly arguing politics with his liberal parents. In real life, Fox's personal beliefs have always been balanced. He has supported both Democratic and Republican candidates. "I don't really care about politics," he once said, cutting straight to the point. "I care about Parkinson's." His singular, unwavering focus on finding a cure has truly transcended partisan lines, solidifying his role as one of the most effective and beloved medical advocates in modern history.